First, there was a brilliant light. Then, a great and silent darkness. People ran scared. Those that could took shelter. Many suffered beyond reason. Now, most are gone. Their countless stories left untold. Who will bear witness to this long dark? I will.
Hello and welcome to a time capsule recording of The Long Dark. What you're seeing now is the early access version of the game, which was launched in September 2014, and I started playing this game in November 2014. At first I played with a copy that I found on the internet, not an official one, but after a few hours I already figured out that this game was something special and I wanted to support the developers and keep playing it and get all the updates. Ever since I've been playing this game, since 2014, I played about more than 200 hours in this game right now. But what I wanted to do today was visit The Long Dark as it was the first time I played it. So, we're going to start a sandbox because there was no story at the beginning. And let's play the male character. And there was only Mystery Lake, and as you can see here, Coastal Highway was not available yet, but they already had it in the planning. Now I did some changes, that is not to the game itself, but the game did not have controller support from the start. It was only keyboard and mouse, but because I prefer to play with keyboard with the controller instead of keyboard and mouse, because that gives me the cramps, I use a game called PetStar, which can let you map the controls to the controller that you normally use on the keyboard and mouse. Now let's see where I am. I think this might be Alan's cave. Yeah, so we're not that far from the lake. One of the things that I notice when I play the early access version is that the skies, especially at dusk and dawn, are very red. I really like that. I do think they changed that in the later ones. It's not as pronounced anymore. So that is one thing. Another thing that you immediately see, of course, are the trees. For one, they are static. That is, no moving branches, and the colors are different. More green and less bluish white. The game already had quite a lot of features. I mean, the breathing and all was in there. One of the things that you could do in the early games, and that's exactly what I'm doing now, is running without limitation. You could run forever. So there was no sprinting mechanism that kept you from sprinting for too long. Now I could go and visit all these huts over there, but I think it might be more interesting if I go to the more important and interesting locations. So the first place to go, I think, will be going to the camp office, and that's over there. Now I can't remember exactly if this game had it so that the first couple of days there were no wolves, because normally on this lake it's full of wolves, and right now it's not. So let's hope we see from wolves, because that might make it more interesting to watch. Quick look at one of these fishing shacks, by the way, because if you go inside you can see there is already a hole to go do fishing, but you could not do fishing back then. It was impossible to do that.
What have we here?
I'm here, I might just as well take everything I can. Because my character probably does not have a lot of stuff on him, let alone good clothes. So fishing was already being thought of, but it was not possible back then. If I have a quick look at my inventory and see what clothing I have, that's the thing I would like to know more about. I have a jeans. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. This jeans I picked up wasn't quite interesting, but let's keep it. Maybe need it later for cloth. So most of the controls I can do with the controller, but what I did just now in the menu, I will have to use the keyboard and mouse, because that is not supported with the controller program that I use. So now actually I think I might actually walking in the wrong direction, because this is going to lead us to the dam, and I do not want to go there yet. We will go there because there is something special in the dam. As early players know, there was a wolf in the dam, and her name was Fluffy. That name was given to her by the community, and that was the only wolf that was indoors. All the other wolves were always outside. That was a really scary surprise the first time we found Fluffy in the dam. But I know Fluffy does not spawn right away, so I will not go there right away. First thing we're gonna do now is go to the camp office and see what it looked like back then. Also, what you notice, the cattails here, you could not harvest these yet. It was not possible. Would have been nice because there were quite a lot of them. They reduced the amount, definitely. Now, first thing you've obviously noticed in the camp office, it is very sparse. There is not that much clutter here as there was in the other versions that came later. Let's loot some stuff, because I will be needing some stuff to survive to get through this piece of video I want to show. One of the downsides, of course, of playing with mouse and with keyboard, with the controller, is that aiming at objects is more difficult than with keyboard and mouse. But hey, that's the thing I chose to do. I don't know why, but I always check these cabinets, although I know most of the times there's nothing in there. So what I know now is I have a lantern in my inventory, and it's 17% full. Can I refuel it? No, of course, because we do not have any fuel yet. But at least I already set up hotkeys to use the lantern. This is the flare. This is the lantern. Also, one of the things to notice are the funny sounds it makes when you pull it out and put it back. Whoosh. Very funny. They removed that. I think that's a pity. It was quite comical. But of course they wanted a bit more realism, and then they removed that. Let's take some, because we might encounter some wolves, you never know. Pick some stuff up to make fires, because that'll be nice to have. I think I already had matches on me, so not really important to gather anymore. I just picked up socks, and I want to see if I have socks on me already, and which one. Nope, we were not wearing socks. Are we wearing boots? Yeah, basic boots. Well, the amount of clothing, of course, was a lot less too then. Now, this guy was already here from the beginning.
I could use this.
And this is lantern fuel. That is very useful for us right now. And I found some underwear. So what I'm gonna do is put all that on. Oh, I'm still having to get used to the button combinations I choose to do. What did we wear? Underwear. I'm already wearing one, so that's not needed. I'm not going to loot every cabin, but the first ones I'm gonna have to, because otherwise my character is not going to survive because of the bad clothing. So I need to find some stuff to wear, and hopefully, when one of the cabins we find a rifle, some painkillers. That's always useful.
That'll come in handy.
Antibiotics, let's take it. I don't think we're gonna catch any of that stuff, but you never know. Let's see, I can put on the scarf. I thought I found a jacket. Insulated vest, I can wear that. We do not have a jacket yet. I did not find a sewing kit, so that's not something I can use. It's 7 AM in the morning, so we could go and walk to Hunters, but I think let's sleep for an hour. That is, let's check my water condition. Well, I'm not thirsty. What I probably should do is probably better to make some water. Wood matches, tinder plug, no accelerant. Let's start it. Now the way to make water is quite a bit easier, because you did not have to do any of that stuff we did before. You just click on the wood stove and you say I want to melt some snow and click melt. Hopefully, just hopefully 10 minutes is enough to boil it. Although it's under 10 minutes. No, I'm not gonna make that. And there is one problem with it. You cannot harvest any of the furniture here in it. So let's have a quick look if I oversaw some of the lying around wood, reclaimed wood. Not really. Maybe near this one. No, I'm not going to be able to boil it off then. Let's give it a try anyway. No, it's already went out. Ah, that's too bad. I'm gonna have to do without that now. Let's sleep for an hour just to for the temperatures outside to go up a bit, because that was already a thing from the start, of course, being very cold. Also, the game only saves on sleeping, so the game is not going to save anymore when you go in and outside cabins, so that's something to think of. So you have to sleep a lot. The weather is quite a bit better, although it is still very cold outside. And there's the first wolf, and that is a problem because I do not have a knife on me yet, and I don't have a gun. The only thing is, he does not notice you until you come really close, so you can avoid him quite easily. That is something that is changed later on. See, I can just walk around him without him seeing me. I do keep an eye on him just in case he turns on me. But that was quite a bit easier. Well, the rail line already was here. The derailment was there too. The lookout on top of there came on very much later. Also, there were no bunkers and caches in the game. And if we walk straight up there, there's the tunnel collapse. At least that's what it's called. That would normally lead to the next area. And that was not available in this version either. Now, one of the things that I think that they added to the game was not for the good, actually. I mean, they added a lot of extra mechanics, which meant you spend a lot more time in the menus. This version of the game means you play a lot more with your character in the game world itself. Of course, there are some menus, but you don't have to spend a lot of time in them. So there is no micromanagement of wounds and afflictions and stuff like that. The game did have sprains then, but not as much as it was later on. You could, for instance, in the recent version of the game, you can't even stop and stand on a slope, because then your character will get a sprain, because it's just a timer thing. Let's see if we can still find out how to go to trappers quickly. Don't want to get lost, of course, here. Also, there was no stupid things like getting a sprained wrist when walking on slopes like this. You could just keep walking and walking, no problem at all. One thing I do notice is that the trees block the view quite a bit more than it was in the newer versions. The trees got a bit more, yeah, well, you could get a more You could look further between the trees, which is not something you could do in the old version. Which I think also added to the suspense, because that way you could not see what was behind the next hill or the next tree. Right, that's trappers. Let's see, scout it out. I don't think there's any wolves here. Although, as we already saw, it's quite easy to not get in trouble with those. I might want to have a quick look in here, because maybe there's some firewood. Usually there is. Also there is this frozen deer. But we have no tools, no knife, no nothing, so I can't do anything to it. Let's hope there's some food inside, although I'm thinking my character is not very hungry yet. Of course, playing this for the first time and then seeing this homestead and then hearing the music was quite something. Now of course we all know what is Trapper's Homestead, but back then it was something new. Discovering new places to survive. Well, as you can see, it did change. They added more clutter, but it was already quite a lot of stuff was in there. And one of the things I noticed first away is
What
the
have we
hunting
here?
rifle. I really want that. Let's pick up some of the food. Already had a can opener. Let's see if we can open the safe. These mechanics didn't change at all. I think it was somewhere near 15. Wait, I had to do a complete run, of course. I need to put it on 15. No, it was 12. I was trying to be clever here, but I just have to go through the paces of this. So let's say that's 12. I hope you can hear me, because the wind starts to blow pretty bad. And I did make changes to the audio level, so 12 and something near 45, I thought. I'm doing this because I'm hoping there's gun shells in there. So that's 36. I do notice this dial moves on its own. You see, I'm not doing anything. 12, 36. And somewhere around 5. I got it already. That was lucky. Yep, rifle ammunition. I was hoping for that. So, pushing the R button reloads your rifle, and it puts all the bullets in you have. So that is quite nice. I can put it away now, because don't need it indoors, of course. There was simple tools here which you needed to keep your axe and knife in shape. So I think I'm gonna take it. Not sure. The working and crafting bench was not available, so that was a lucky misclick I did. I wanted to pick up the soda, but you could not do any crafting on the workbenches either yet. Let's hope we find some sewing kit. That would be nice. Clothes probably are not in that good shape. In the newer versions there's always a knife on this bench here, but not in this one. There's more wood, let's take that. I think I'm going
Looks like
to
this has been here a while.
I'm going to take the time to make some fire here and make some water. Let's loot the place first. Although I said I'm not going to loot everything, I'm going to loot this stuff, because I'm probably going to need it.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Right, let's make a bit of water, because I think we're gonna need that. Right now, hunger and thirst, that's not too bad, but maybe I want to eat something. Food and drink. You can see the menus were a lot simpler then. It was all black and white. No color pictograms and stuff like that, so I actually liked the way it was then back then, but well, maybe I'm being all nostalgic here. I can drink a soda. Item condition was already a thing, so I need to take care not to drink something that is bad. Also think that the time it took to start a fire was shorter. 1 hour and 27 minutes. It should actually be enough. Let's put this little bit of reclaimed wood on it so I can make a lot of water. You could, I don't know how far you could make 5 liters in one go. No hassle with cans and pans and things like that. Let's make 2.5, so together with the one that I already made, I got 3 liters then. Should be possible to do that within an hour and a half. Cook. No, boil. Of course, you could already cook food, but I had to use the boil button. Am I gonna make this? Yep, I did it. Right. No, I don't want to go in there again. What I would like is having something to drink. Now the weather is pretty bad, so I was actually thinking about going to the forestry lookout. Maybe, just maybe, I have to sleep for an hour in hopes that this wind is going down, because I don't think my character is going to be able to do this without freezing. There is a wool hat I'm not yet wearing. Let's wear that. Or is it too better? +5? No, of course not. Yeah, well, let's sleep for 1 hour and let's see if that gets us out of the windy situation. No, apparently not. Also a good time to save the game again, because we have not been saving when we came into Trappers. It's still going, so I just have to go and see outside for myself what it looks like. It might not be too bad. So it is rather cold and windy. Might not be the best time to go to Trappers, but maybe you should risk it, because otherwise we'll be stuck in here for the rest of the day. Also, the wind might go down in a minute. I need to think though where I can find Trappers, because it is quite easy to miss it. Let's go to the unnamed pond after this hill here first. Because I do have a gun now, I might as well use that. See, that was what I was hoping for. Usually the wind goes down at a certain point. I can just run up this hill without any risk of spraining ankles. The only moment you sprain an ankle in the first versions of the game was when you dropped off a cliff or something of some height. There should be a little hut here, if I'm not mistaken. Also, there was no map in this game, you couldn't even draw one. I'm kind of hoping that the in-game music is not too loud. Actually, I'm thinking it is. It probably is. Let's turn it down a bit. Back to the game. Don't press quit. Because otherwise I have to make myself very audible above this music. I don't want to be doing that. I do like the music, but it can be too loud. So here's the hunter stand. By the looks of it, no deer here yet. Have a quick look in here. Sometimes there is a knife. Also, you see it's quite empty here. There's no benches, there's nothing. Just a bit of pork and beans and another bandage, which we might need. Right. Frozen corpse, I might want to check it.
I could use this.
Oh yeah, we can use peanut butter, of course. What I wanted to check is how hungry is my character, but I need a other button for that. Yeah, I do need to eat. Already suspected that. Let's eat a bit. Alphabetic condition you can even do. Pinnacle peaches. Is that already too low? Let's try this one. Don't want to get sick. Might want to have something to drink too. So you control almost all of the game now with the controller, but not these menu stuff. So it's not possible. Let me think. I thought if I go over this way, I should be going to the lookout. Something is interfering with the sprint capabilities or the sprint button, but I'll get it. Well, this little hut was here always. I can remember the sheer joy of exploring this map for the first time, not knowing what to find, and then all of a sudden you find this hut and think, oh my god, I found something special. Let's see what's in here.
That'll come in
That's
handy.
indeed what I was hoping for. So if we get the full-on attack from a wolf, I can now defend myself with a knife. That is cool. I'm not going to take this. No, not going to take the jeans because I already have one. There's another MRE here. I don't think there's anything of worth in here. That vest I already have. Yeah. Right, outside again. Let's see if you can find a lookout, because I tend to get lost a bit in this part of the map. It's also possible that we're going for the dam this way, because I do not want to go there yet. I want to go to the forestry lookout. That was one of my favorite places in the game. Not a good place to survive, because you need a lot of wood to heat, but it was a nice place. And we'll soon find out why that was. This is clear cut. So I think I'm not that far away from the forestry lookout. No, I know where I am. Now of course we all know these names, especially after playing it for hundreds of hours. You know all these names, these locations. What time of day is it actually? It's 3:30 PM. Or 3:30. Still trying to run, but it's also interfering with the aiming of the gun. That's due to the fact that I use a controller and not the keyboard and mouse. One downside, of course, of sprinting is that your character gets tired quicker, so that's what's happening right now. I was actually hoping I was going to get to a lookout later, just to see what it looks like when it starts to become dusk. Maybe it's already time for the sky colors to change, because that looks so pretty up here. I might miss some loot to the left here. That's because behind these fences there are some loot stashed, but well, like I said, I'm not playing this to survive, just to show off what it looked like in the early access. Now this was a difficult and dangerous part. If you stepped a little too close to the right, you could fall down, and that was the end of your character there. The forestry lookout. My favorite place in the game. Unfortunately, in the later versions, or in the last versions at least, since story mode I think, this one has been demolished. It's broken down and replaced by another one. But this one stands in the perfect position, because there is a lot to see around, and yeah, it's secluded. It's very nice. I don't know why I'm looping this game, but I think this corpse brother just wants to do that. I also think actually that the voice of my character is a bit loud. Let's change that. I do hope I have some wood on me left. I thought I had a cedar wood or something left from the trappers, because we need some fire here, although I think they have been kind enough to leave some wood here. So you can see that this lookout is on a perfect position, because it's very, very nice to look out here. There's clear cut down there. And then if you look in that direction, there, somewhere behind there is trappers. You can't see it, of course. And the dam is a bit more in that direction. And well, if you go over to this side, it seems like there's a bit more on the map, but to this side it's all backed up. You can't go that far anymore. I can remember people playing this game for the first time and finding out if it was possible to leave the map, and it definitely was. You get into a very surreal world then. Well, I was thinking to make a fire. Oh, there's something else here. There's an axe or a hatchet, if I can get at it. Picking up more food, although I'm not really using it. Some wood. And well, I think it's time to make a fire, because this place is really cold. Of course I should first harvest my... Oh, there wasn't that a thing yet. I'd say you could do the newsprint roll. Yeah, newsprint. Make a tinder plug. I have to say that the menu was a bit more cumbersome then. I didn't really think about it, how to do it. See, my character is very cold, so let's make a fire.
Don't do this to me.
Of course it failed. Am I going to be impatient and use an accelerant? Yes, I am. Oh, I misclicked. Accelerant, start fire. Let's put some more wood on it. That's all the wood I have actually. Now also there was a very interesting feature in it. You could forage for wood from within inside the cabin. So you could just click for the amount of hours for your character to go search outside to find wood. I already have a hatchet, so that's good. That takes less time. And then when your character returns, you get more wood. Probably the fire will go out meanwhile, but hey, not even that happened. See? And now I've got more wood. I found reclaimed wood. Oh, I thought he was going to find more cedar and other wood, but no, he didn't. I'm going to throw everything on it, because it is going to get dark here. And this is one of the things that I still like the most about this location, is you can look out. You're feeling cozy and warm in this cabin. The sun is going down. And, well, it's a very nice place to get to at the end of the day, I think. Let's see if there is more loot here, and then I'm probably going to have to sleep. I'm not going to take any scrap metal. I'm not going to do any crafting. The rifle ammunition I do want, because we're still going to the dam, and we need something for Fluffy. Come on, Mr. Prybar, come to me. I have to do that with a mouse. That's the downside of using controller, of course. But still, it's a very nice place. I only noticed this shelf. I didn't see that before. Must have been there already. Radios don't work, even if there is an aurora going on. So that was something that was not in the game yet. So, let's see. What time of day is it? It's 6 o'clock. My character is tired, but I'm also gonna have to eat something, so let's do that. You might actually make something on the stove. No, there's no food I can heat up. No, of course. You couldn't boil pinnacle peaches, of course. Although I'm still kind of hesitant to eat this, so let's drop it. Also, the candy bar is a bit low. Let's eat this thing. And then let's drink a bit. Let's drink the Summit soda. Am I hydrated enough? Yeah, it's enough to sleep. Then when sleeping comes, I think you can just sleep for 12 hours. Let's see how far you can get. Yeah, you can sleep for 12 hours. Not that I'm going to do that. Because it's 6 o'clock in the evening, then it will be 6 o'clock in the morning. It could work, but I always sleep in 4-hour increments just to make sure that my character doesn't dehydrate. Fire will probably go out now. Yeah, it stopped. And because it's still very cold and it's still in the evening, I think I'm going to have to drink a bit. And we're just going to sleep through the night. There is no mechanic that's going to tell you I can't sleep anymore. Because that's something that really annoyed me when they came up with that. Of course, there were people that were abusing this mechanic just to make it so they survived as long as possible by just eating, drinking and sleeping. That was a way to get as many days survived as you could, but in order to prevent people from doing that, they introduced the I can't sleep mechanism. But well, if you want to play like that, of course you can do that, but it's not my cup of tea to make as many days as possible to do it like that. It's still pretty early in the morning. My character is starting to get a little hungry. I'm calling it my character because it wasn't even known that he was called Will, or the female character was called Astrid. So you actually could play a bit more as yourself as well. That was also quite nice. Let's eat some of this stuff. And it was 6 o'clock it was. I think I'm going to sleep at least 3 more hours. Because of the cold outside. And then we are going to the dam and let's see if we can find Fluffy. Well, it's daylight already. It's 9:40. I don't think it's that cold outside. Let's eat a bit. Let's eat this peanut butter. Am I still thirsty? Probably am. I need to make more water, but there's no more wood in here. I could go and let my character forage for wood, but how much water do I have? Yeah, it's 1.5 liters, a bit more. I think we can survive without it. Famous last words. Also, something I noticed in the later versions, this door really bumps into your character. It doesn't do it here. Can I stand as close to it as I want? Yeah, it just flips through your character. At least there's no collision with the door, which is nice. Well, that was already in there. These birds flying over. I really like those. The sounds in this game were already pretty good from the beginning. Well, we could linger here for a bit, but I got some things to do and I don't want to make this video too long. I'm probably, hopefully getting it under an hour. Because who is gonna watch this for an hour? Also, sprinting downhill was quite a bit faster back then. And you can do this limitlessly. Pretty good. I think my character even sprints faster without the rifle. Yeah, what to say. Not going down that much. But let's have it out, because there might be wolves. Well, these branches you couldn't harvest. There was no way of using a hatchet on it. That came later. It was one of the improvements of the game, I think. I actually remember asking for it, if that would be possible, because it was quite unrealistic and unimmersive to have your character harvest wood while he's inside. Of course, you could imagine that he went outside and go harvest, but it's better to go and do it yourself. I think I've set the running mechanics to toggle. Yeah, that's what it is. There usually is a backpack here. Always was. I don't actually know if it's still there.
Looks like this has been here a while.
Your character can get over encumbered, but there is no additional risk for sprains when that happens, so I just pick up everything I find until that happens. It's a pretty quiet day. No wind. No wolves, so far. No, I could try and get the deer, but I'm not sure that I can. I don't know how the detection range is. Don't want to take it too long. Hopefully he's going to show himself. Or he may have turned. You never know. No, he ran off. He ran off. This lock did not protect me from being detected. Oh, bah. Too bad. It doesn't matter. Oh, there's a wolf. Well, we could practice the gun on him. Let's try that. Although, actually, it's more interesting to see what he does on a flare, because that was removed later. He does detect you very, very late. Does he stop for the flare? No, he does not. Gonna have to shoot him. I really was thinking that he got scared for flares. It doesn't happen. That's weird. Throwing a flare at him, I thought always scared the wolves away. It doesn't happen. Oh well, too bad. Let's have a quick look over here in these cabins. Not gonna loot them all, but just pop in one of them. Also, if you notice, there's no sticks lying around, so you cannot harvest any sticks. This is grass, it's not a stick. There's no sticks to be picked up, because actually I think that's better too, because you can look up straight all the time. You don't have to walk like this and looking at the ground when, oh, maybe there's a stick I can pick up. No, that's not needed. I know, I'm looking at this through nostalgic eyes. I mean, it's 5 years ago since I started this. I've been playing it a lot, we are watching a lot of YouTube videos.
My fingers feel numb.
It's starting to get cold again. The only thing is, I don't have any better stuff. Although, having said that, we find gloves. That is quite good. Let's put those on if I don't have them already. Basic gloves. No, I'm not wearing any gloves. Or was I already? Yeah, I was already wearing basic gloves. These are slightly better. Let's see. We might just go to the dam and then warm up there. Because there is no fire outside anymore. There wasn't any fire place in that burned down shack outside. Usually there's not a lot of stuff here. One of the joys of this game, of course, is looting. I said I'm not going to loot everything, but I can't resist trying to find out what's in these containers.
That'll come in
I
handy.
found some food. I don't need a pry bar. I already have one. So, because we are going to the dam and Fluffy might attack us, it might be a good idea to sleep for an hour just to save the game. Because if something bad happens and we die after Fluffy, well, that's the end of it. Right, I think I'm ready. Also, one of the things that you always should do is crouch before going out. Although we kill the wolf outside, probably there's no more. Reset.
It's not gonna be that easy for you.
Oh my god. I don't think I did it very well. That's one of the things I forgot about it. You have to mash the left mouse button until the bar is full. And then you're going to have to hit the right mouse button to kill him off. Now it's a good thing I made a save, because I don't think I want to be going with this condition to the dam. That will be pretty damn bad. So remember, mashing left until the bar is full, and then killing him off with the right one. That is, if he shows again. No, of course he's not coming anymore. Well, that was funny. Nice to see that these combat mechanics or fighting mechanics have changed. I think it's only mashing now. It's not mashing and attacking. I'm not trying to get that deer, because it's gonna take a lot of time hunting for deer, so I'm going to the dam. I'm really hoping Fluffy is there, but maybe not. Let's see. I'm not mistaken that this is the train loading area, yeah. I said it slightly before it popped up. There is a corpse there, but I'm not going to bother with it. And then there's another wolf. Am I going to attack it or shoot it? I think I want to try and shoot it. Could of course wait for it to pass, but it might be nicer to just try and kill it. It's part of the game, is it? Also, the wolves did not do any dodging things. He's not interested in me. Is he afraid of me? It seems like he's afraid of me. That was weird. Did you see that? He just walked away. And it was pretty close. Right, there is no truck here, no cabins, no fence, no bear. Also, yes, there was no bear in the first version of the game. I almost forgot. No bear at all. And there's the dam. Also, what you notice here is what is called Z fighting. That these flickering textures that are overlapping. They removed that later, but in the first versions of the game that was really visible. Now then, let's see if Fluffy is in here. I don't even know if I still got a flare. No, I don't even have a flare. Right. Fluffy, are you home? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
That was a lot of loot.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
No. In order to let's see if we can put some stuff in here that I don't really need. Insulated boots, no, that's probably not the best way to do it. I'm going to have to figure out if I want to wear any of these. Oh god, there he is!
Not gonna be that easy for you.
Oh my god, I was too late with the right mouse button. Well, that was fluffy, for sure. Well, that's the end of it. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to quit it here, but maybe it's good enough. You've seen it, we met Fluffy and he is in the dam, so I really hope that Fluffy is going to come back someday. I think we should make a petition for the return of Fluffy in the dam. Actually, there was another one. On Coastal Highway there was a cave at the end. There was a no, it was a desolation point. I think that was Fluffy. Fluffy is laughing at us because he got it. He got us. There was another one. It was in a cave. Was a wolf. Yeah. Good. Well, let's leave it to this. I hope you enjoyed watching this look back in time with the time capsules Hinterland is offering us to play on Steam. You have to go to the Hinterland website to get the special beta codes to enter into the Steam client. I will leave a link in the description below how to do that. There's many other versions of this game you can play, but I wanted to keep it to this one because this one has the best memories for me and it's the first one that I played. Again, thank you for watching, have a nice day and hopefully see you in another one. Bye!